Hey y'all, let's make a super cute, vintage, rustic, primitive looking Santa using this breadboard that came from Hobby Lobby. First thing I did was take that folk art paint in the color of warm bisque. Sorry, I almost had a brain fart there. And just painted the little top handle of it. Now I'm using some Dixie Belle paint. I have Red Barn and drop cloth. Now, guys, you do not have to use these exact paints. This is just what I have in my stash and what I prefer. So any kind of reddish color, ivory color, and skin flesh tone paint you have on hand will work just as well. Once I painted that board on both sides, I took my little bits and pieces, put them on my painter's tape, and painted them. I have a little half bead and some little black stars. Now I have this long fur that came from, I think this came from Joann's or Hobby Lobby at some point. But I'm going to show you how to cut this without getting that fur everywhere, you guys. Such an amazing trick. You're going to take a little box cutter, flip it over, and you're just going to cut the top layer of the back. And you can see how it doesn't chop it off. If you look really close, you'll see the chopped off sides where it was originally cut with scissors. It's okay because we're wrapping it around and you're not really going to see it. I just took some hot glue, attached it right underneath that hole for that little hanger that was on there. Now you can see I also have a very small piece as well. We're going to use that as his little mustache so we can give him a little extra oomph there. Now I'm just going to glue that little half bead there over that hole, and we're going to attach. We're going to put on some wax. I'm using some Dixie Belle Best Dang wax in the color of brown, but any wax will work. You can also find some at Home Depot. It's by Bear. Another favorite is Kills. You can get it on Amazon. Now I just have a piece of fabric that I have torn. I'm using that raw edge of the fabric and I'm not doing anything with it. I love the look of it. And we're just kind of gluing it around his little head there, fastening it up with some hot glue. Now I'm taking my gator tool and roughing the edges up of those little black stars that I painted. Attach them right there to the white stripe down the front of his little belly. And we're going to use a piece of twine to tie that little hat off on the end, but we'll trim those edges off because we're going to embellish it a little bit. Now I'm just using some grosgrain ribbon that I've taken 2 strips and tied them together just like a regular bow. Give it 2 loops. We're going to attach some greenery. I'm going to put a couple different pieces of greenery in here, you guys. Now I'll be updating the embellishment kits on the website to include those cute little buttons and some other fun stuff. So make sure you stay tuned for that. You can go to graceandtatterlace.com to see all that. Okay, so I felt like it needed just a little bit more. And so I just took a piece of brown paper bag, cut a little strip, stamped the word ho, ho, ho on there. And now we're just using some more of that little dark wax going around the edges just to kind of dirty it up a little bit. We'll stick it underneath of our bow. And I'm going to add a little bit more greenery because it just wasn't enough. So I have just a variety of different greenery that I'm pulling together to get this piece to the way I want it. So that was just a random little piece of odds and ends. I trimmed them up, tucking them in just a couple different places. And look at how much that just changed it by adding that greenery. Added a little rusty bell, and now I'm going to use some of the little berries that came off of a little wreath. I'm going to tuck them right inside there. Don't be afraid to cut your pieces apart, guys, to get the small pieces to kind of tuck into places. Friends, I hope that you guys enjoy this, that it inspires you to make something fun and get creative. with something super inexpensive and easy. Now I'm just taking some wax and going around the edges just to dirty him up a little bit, make him look a little bit more old and vintage, rustic looking, going around the edges and kind of around that little white stripe down the middle. I think he turned out so cute. I just love him. I hope that you guys do too. And give this a little sprinkle if you love it, friends. Thanks for watching.